Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul, and in this video we're breaking down Avengers Doomsday. So, chances are if you were on the internet yesterday, then you saw a big leak from Avengers Doomsday. It showed a massive scene from the film and also confirmed a couple of theories that we had about the movie. Throughout this video, we're going to be discussing what happens in it, whether I think it's real, and also clearing up a couple of questions. And of course, love to hear your thoughts as we go through it as well. If you've seen it, what you thought of it, and what did you do at the weekend or something. But yeah, heavy spoilers ahead, so if you don't want the movie potentially ruined, then turn off now. Copyright claims are also a nightmare on YouTube as well, so unfortunately we won't be able to show the clip, even though it's more pixelated than a Japanese adult movie. Now, the first thing I want to clear up is that this is not the footage that was shown at CinemaCon. There were a couple of accounts yesterday that was saying that was the case, but this is an entirely new scene that happens in the latter part of the movie. The second question is this real? Well, I have to say, I have seen a higher quality version of this, and to my eyes, it looked pretty legitimate. I don't think it's AI because of the way that the characters move, and the bad effects style to it, to me, looks like it's because the effects in general hadn't been finished. There was a look of a blue screen hue around some of the actors, which I just don't think people faking it would fake. Now, does that mean it's real for sure? I dunno, mate. Not in these crazy times where I've seen videos of Michael Jackson meeting Jesus and Gandhi. However, if you've been following the channel for a while now, then you'll know I only tend to do leak videos about 2 or 3 times a year because most of the ones floating out there are fake. It just so happens that we've had 4 massive leaks in the last month. It feels like we're back in the good old days of Kevin spoilers. But yes, I do think it's real. Also, don't ask me to send the clip, mate. Disappearing messages. I think the HD copy will probably leak soon though because, yeah, that's how these things tend to go. Once you've shared it, it's out there and you cannot get it back. Now, as for the clip itself, it shows a large-scale battle crossover fight on what I believe is the grounds of the X-Mansion. In it, we have several people from the teams, including the Avengers with a Z, X-Men, and also the Fantastic Four. They're going against Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom, who's wearing his mask and costume throughout the scene. It seems like the scene's mid-battle, with Doom stepping forward and starting up his powers. Sentinels around the ground then start to glow green, with their eyes then taking on that colour. Reminds me a lot of X-Men 97 episode 1, where they basically have the Sentinel graveyard, they all raise up and then start fighting the X-Men. Now, if you saw our breakdown of the CinemaCon trailer last week, then you know that we had a theory that Doom will take over the machines. This will be akin to his Doombots, with him using them as part of his forces. So this clip seems to confirm that. We then cut to Thor helping Steve Rogers stand up. Thor then sticks out his arm and pulls Stormbreaker towards him, while Steve's carrying Jonathan. Steve then pulls Jonathan towards him, and the guy's outfit is basically him with a black t-shirt and also some combat pants. He also has long hair and a beard, and it's kind of the look that he had in Infinity War. Now, I don't know if this is them leaning more towards his nomad look, but the guy isn't really in a costume at all. We did hear from the leaks as well. The movie opens with him having a kid with Peggy, which is when the TVA arrive. They tell him he can't live in that universe, but they then drop him off in the Fantastic Four one. However, he has to lie low. Apparently, the film then picks up at the end of Fantastic Four, which is when Doom's gone to Sue. He tells her that there's an anomaly on this universe and that that's causing an incursion. Reed then scans the world for that and it picks up Steve, and this is when they go to meet him. Together, they then head to the 616, which takes us to the end of Thunderbolts. Now and then ships the Fantastic Four, Steve Rogers and Doom, who's come with them to see about what's happening with the multiverse. They all travel there, meet with the heroes, then go to the X-Men universe, which we learn is the universe colliding with the 616. This is where they meet Monica. Doom also does his usual dickhead turn, and yada yada yada, they're fighting at the mansion. In the clip, the camera then spins while the Sentinels start to raise out the ground, and it's at this point we cut to Yelena. No idea what the fuck she's gonna do about the Sentinels, but this is a big moment that kind of echoes the camera spin in the first Avengers movie. Dust drops away from the Sentinels as they rise up, and then we cut to Nightcrawler and Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is basically wearing what he was towards the end of his solo film, and Nightcrawler has bleached blonde hair. Doom then raises all the Sentinels around him, and there's about 10 or 12 over his shoulder standing at guard. We then start to cut to the rest of the team, which is made up primarily of the X-Men. The first one we see is Beast, who's looking like how he did at the end of the Marvels, except he's missing the lab coat. We then see James Marsden's Cyclops, who's standing in the costume that we saw in the teaser at the start of the year. Around the grounds is also a fountain, which is why I think that this is on the X-Mansion grounds, and probably building off that shot there where we could see Sentinels in the background. We then spin over his shoulder and see Gambit and Nightcrawler teleport beside him. Gambit is played once more by Channing Tatum, and he basically looks exactly like how he did in Deadpool and Wolverine. Nightcrawler then teleports out and teleports in with Mystique, who's wearing a similar costume to the comics. And yeah, also, no idea what she's gonna do here, mate. Not sure if her power set is made for these sorts of situations. Captain America then flies in, with Sam Wilson being in the dark blue suit with the shield. Throughout the whole scene, Nightcrawler's also dropping in and out while teleporting, and it's quite a dynamic scene with there being lots of hero shots that build up to the big reveal of the team being surrounded. The last person to drop in is Reed Richards, who's wearing a white coat like what we saw in the leaks. I grabbed that image from I Was Bored, so I did this on DeviantArt, so shout out to them. Cyclops then starts blasting like our t-shirt inspired by his optic blast at the merch store below, where we've got lots of sales on, and it all kicks off. Now again, if you've seen the clip and the debate around it, you'll know that a lot of people think it's AI. And I have seen Michael Jackson meeting Muhammad Ali. Again though, personally I lean more towards it being real, with it simply having unfinished effects. In general as well, the clip lines up with stuff I've heard about the movie, including the location, the looks of the characters, and also where things are gonna go down. Beyond that, the clips are getting removed through DMCA, which doesn't tend to happen if something's fake. So personally, I think this is more likely real than not, by a lot. Also, kinda got swept up in it too, and felt something that I hadn't felt for the MCU in a while, probably since the last time I said I hadn't felt this from the MCU in a while. Which was probably like Punisher or something, mate. I tend to say this a lot, but I think just the way the camera moves, the sweeping shots of the scene, the heroes dropping in, it all felt like the good old days before a massive moment in one of the Avengers movies. And seeing the X-Men back and shot like this, it brought a tear to me stone cold heart, where I hate everything. I hate Marvel, I hate DC, I hate Star Wars. Now, there was also a leaked image of Tobey Maguire in a mocap suit, Ryan Reynolds in his Deadpool one, and Hugh Jackman wearing his Wolverine one, complete with a yellow headpiece that I'm guessing they CGI the mask onto. I think that's real as well, and I have heard that a fight between them is how the movie opens up, with this being caused by their worlds colliding in an incursion. So, those are the two major leaks right now, along with the brand new Day trailer a couple of weeks ago. I think that what's happening is that this is a massive project that people get excited working on, and everyone has a camera in their pocket now. Someone then shares something, and before you know it, they've sent it to someone, and yada yada yada, you can't get it back. You cannot put the genie back in the bottle. I don't even think disappearing messages work that much either, because I probably could have set a camera up and filmed it on my phone, but that would have been highly illegal, and I would never do that. Also, yeah, I'm not that smart and I can't be asked to set up a camera for every single message I receive. But it does seem like meat is back on the menu, boys, and I can imagine that a fair more bit is going to leak before the movie releases. We're also probably going to have a lot of people arguing about if it's fake as well, and I go through this like every single leak video. And mate, when I was saying that Andrew Garfield clip from No Way Home was real, it did not help that people were making videos saying how they faked it when it was actually real. And now I do not have the energy to go through that again. That is really why I don't do leak videos anymore. But now I pass things over to you. Please drop a like on the video and drop a comment with all your thoughts below. If you want to follow us on Instagram as well and keep up to date with what we're doing, then make sure you check us out at Heavy Spoilers. Did you know as well that members of the channel also get early access to videos like this every single week, and if you click the join button you get at least one breakdown a week before anyone else. Costs just 99 cents a month, that's less than $12 a year. I'll ask you this question, if you had 99 cents missing from your bank account, would you notice? If you wouldn't, mate, then yeah, you get all these hours of contents for something that you wouldn't even miss. So huge thank you for doing that, and we also have the merch store too, with lots of different t-shirts on there as well, and big sales too. Anyway, huge thank you for sitting through this video. I've been your host Paul, you've been the best as always, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, peace.